Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new fresh series where Peter messed with the wrong cops.
Get down! Get down!
Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up, let's roll right now, folks. On March 23, 2026, Malachi Venerin, 20, fled a traffic stop at 103 miles per hour, struck an officer, crashed, then attempted to enter occupied vehicles at a nearby drive-thru before being apprehended with a loaded handgun and drugs.
Stay! Stay on the ground! Stay on the ground! Roll on your stomach! On your stomach! On your stomach! Roll over! Didn't hit me with his motorcycle.
I couldn't read through. I was so scared. I thought you were going to rob me.
Yeah, a police officer that just saw me in uniform. It's all on video. Then you ran from me out there to hunt.
He now faces over a dozen charges and a $128,000 bond. One refusal to stop turned a speeding ticket into a life-changing criminal record. On August 19, 2022, troopers from the Michigan State Police engaged in a high-speed pursuit of a stolen vehicle driven entirely by juvenile suspects. The chase began in the city of Grand Rapids and continued into the city of Wyoming, with the driver repeatedly weaving dangerously between lanes and performing reckless maneuvers, putting both officers and the public at serious risk. Throughout the pursuit, officers followed closely, coordinating their response to minimize danger while assessing safe methods to stop the vehicle. The reckless behavior of the juveniles in the car made the situation extremely hazardous, as they attempted to evade law enforcement while maintaining high speeds through busy streets.
Looks like you lost a player on the passenger side. Westbound on Eastern, passing Union, speeds of 70.
Clear right?
When conditions allowed, the troopers executed a side pit maneuver, causing the vehicle to spin violently and come to a stop near a gas station, ending the majority of the high-speed chase. The pit ensured that the vehicle no longer posed a threat to officers or the public.
Westbound, 37. Going to be southbound on Division, Stop!
Immediately after the pit, the suspects jumped out of the vehicle and attempted to flee. Troopers quickly subdued each juvenile using a taser, securing the scene without any further serious collisions. This incident highlights the extreme dangers of stolen vehicle incidents involving juveniles, as well as the importance of timely intervention to protect the public. In East Sussex, England, police responded within minutes to a call involving 92-year-old Donald Burgess, a one-legged man in a wheelchair holding a butter knife. Officers used pepper spray, a baton, and a taser to subdue him.
Put it down. Put it down. Donald, put it down.
Seriously?
Last chance.
Can you just hold that door? Can't get a good angle.
Donald, put it down. Put it down now. Come on.
Last chance.
The elderly, frail man died weeks later, sparking public outrage. The case raises serious questions about proportional use of force and highlights the importance of assessing vulnerability, reminding both law enforcement and society to prioritize de-escalation whenever possible.
Donald!
Down! Put it down!
Taser, taser!
Get down! Get down!
On May 28, 2025, around 3:20 a.m., Los Angeles police responded to reports of an armed robbery at a business on Southwestern Avenue. The suspect, 41-year-old Christopher Hall, was believed to be armed and had reportedly assaulted an employee before fleeing toward a nearby apartment complex. Guided by witnesses and an air unit, officers located Hall in a narrow passageway behind the building. Despite repeated commands, he refused to drop what appeared to be a weapon and instead pointed it at officers, creating an immediate threat that led to an officer-involved shooting.
He's right here.
Hall was not struck and quickly dropped the weapon before attempting to flee over a fence. As he ran, an officer deployed a taser, bringing him to the ground where he was safely taken into custody without further resistance. Officers then ensured his safety while securing the scene.
Hey, get on the ground, dude. Hey. Get down, get down. Officer needs help. Shots fired. Get down. Officer needs help. Put it down. Get down. Get down.
Hall was transported to a hospital before being booked. The weapon was later confirmed to be an airsoft replica handgun. The victim sustained minor injuries, and no officers or bystanders were harmed. This incident highlights how quickly situations escalate and the importance of compliance and clear judgment in preventing unnecessary harm.
Let me see. Get down. Get down. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. You're gonna get tased again. Don't move. You're gonna get tased again. Do not move.
A dangerous high-speed pursuit unfolded in Polk County, Florida, when a black vehicle fled from law enforcement. The SUV raced down the road, throwing dirt on both sides, disregarding all risks, while officers pursued closely, engaging in an aggressive chase to stop the dangerous behavior. During the pursuit, the suspect continuously accelerated, recklessly weaving between vehicles and using the roadside to overtake other cars. When conditions allowed for a safe intervention, officers executed a pit maneuver. The pit was deployed precisely at high speed, causing the SUV to spin violently, lose control, and slide toward the roadside, eventually coming to a complete stop.
Get in there.
Immediately following the pit, officers quickly approached the scene, secured the area, and apprehended the suspect without causing additional serious collisions with other vehicles.
Anyone
in that car? Any weapons in the car? All right, get in. I have ambulance. Check you out.
This incident highlights the extreme recklessness and danger posed by the suspect, while also showcasing the officer's skill in situational control, particularly in executing the pit to safely stop the vehicle and prevent a potential disaster on the road. Georgia State Patrol attempted to stop a wanted fugitive with multiple outstanding warrants, but the suspect refused to pull over and accelerated away. What began as a targeted stop quickly escalated into a dangerous high-speed pursuit across public roadways, placing other drivers at considerable risk. As the chase intensified, the suspect drove recklessly in an effort to evade capture. The pursuit came to a sudden halt when the fleeing vehicle crashed into a sheriff deputy's patrol car, disabling both units and scattering debris across the roadway. Officers immediately moved in following the collision, surrounding the suspect before any further escape was possible. The individual was taken into custody without additional incident. The case underscores the severe consequences and public safety dangers that arise when suspects choose to flee from law enforcement rather than comply with lawful orders. In the early hours of March 27, 2022, a gray 2015 BMW 640 I was spotted traveling at an estimated 108 miles per hour in a 65 miles per hour zone westbound on Interstate 20 near Bill Kennedy Way in Atlanta. As law enforcement followed, driver Deontay Doherty pushed the vehicle even further, reaching 132 miles per hour, then exceeding 140 miles per hour, completely ignoring emergency signals. With every passing second at that speed, the risk to innocent drivers, passengers, and the public grew exponentially. Throughout the pursuit, Doherty drove with total disregard for road safety, performing erratic lane changes, failing to signal, and abandoning all lane discipline across I-20 and I-75/85 northbound. Troop C dispatch was continuously updated on location, vehicle description, and registration details, while officers coordinated carefully to maintain public safety during a chase that covered 7.08 miles through some of Atlanta's busiest corridors.
Somebody get south of us. We're coming back up towards the spring, towards the 10th. Clear, clear, clear. Clear, clear, clear.
The pursuit reached its conclusion when Doherty exited I-75/85 at 17th Street and continued recklessly onto Spring Street. Sergeant Tarpley executed a decisive pit maneuver, causing the BMW to collide with multiple vehicles before coming to a full stop near a gas station, neutralizing the immediate threat to public safety and ending one of the most dangerous stretches of the chase.
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Drag his ass out! Hey! Hey, check on the injured! Check on the injured!
Suspects immediately attempted to flee on foot, but were quickly subdued using tasers, closing the incident without further collisions. Doherty was evaluated by medical personnel before being transported to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, where he faced charges of fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, and speeding, along with 3 outstanding warrants already in his name. The road doesn't forgive recklessness, and neither does the law. In La Mesa, California, on January 16, 2021, at around 3:20 a.m., a routine traffic stop escalated when a driver refused to pull over and fled westbound on El Cajon Boulevard. The suspect ran multiple red lights before merging onto major highways, turning the situation into a high-speed pursuit.
Can you open the door? Open the driver door.
All right, less lethal. Let dog go.
7.
Guided by witnesses and an air unit, officers located Hall in a narrow passageway behind the building. Despite repeated commands, he refused to drop what appeared to be a weapon and instead pointed it at officers, creating an immediate threat that led to an officer-involved shooting. The situation worsened when the suspect exited the freeway and drove the wrong way into oncoming traffic. Officers executed multiple pit maneuvers to slow the vehicle, preventing further danger to other motorists as the pursuit moved toward Carmel Country Road.
Get your hands up! Hold hands up in the air! Step away from the car, you're gonna get bit by a dog! Just do what we tell you, you're fine. Turn around, get your hands up! Stop, bring it in! Go! Lock it, lock it, lock it! Here we go! Here! Turn over!
Hall was transported to a hospital before being booked. The weapon was later confirmed to be an airsoft replica handgun. The victim sustained minor injuries, and no officers or bystanders were harmed. This incident highlights how quickly situations escalate and the importance of compliance and clear judgment in preventing unnecessary harm. On Saturday, Pasco County deputies responded to reports of an aggravated assault involving gunfire in Hudson. The victim stated that shots were fired at him following a prior argument, prompting a rapid response from multiple law enforcement units.
Hey! Come here! They're stopping. They're running. Hey, stop! Watch out, Weaver! Watch out, Weaver! Get him, Bob! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Shot! Get him! Shot!
The suspects fled on foot, leading to a coordinated search. Deputy Carmack and K-9 Shep successfully tracked and located one suspect. The investigation remains ongoing as authorities work to identify others involved. This case highlights the dangers of escalation and the importance of resolving conflicts without violence.
Here! He's good, he's good. Out! That makes my dog step out! Good boy. Guys, hold everything. I one. I need fire rescue for a dog bite.
A tense police chase unfolded in Jonesboro, Arkansas, after an officer attempted to stop a Mazda Tribute on East Nettleton Avenue. The driver ignored commands and fled, triggering a high-speed pursuit through Craighead County. Officers maintained pursuit while monitoring the growing risks to public safety.
Jones, we're able to flee. I was just around the corner. I'm catching up to it. He's going Nettleton. Turn south on Elmwood.
During the escape, the driver operated the vehicle recklessly, speeding, running stop signs, and crossing into oncoming lanes. The situation escalated as the suspect entered residential streets, where the presence of homes and pedestrians increased the danger. Despite the risks, the driver continued fleeing, making sudden maneuvers in an attempt to evade capture.
Nettleton Elmwood.
Hey. I don't know if it got out. He foot bailed after he rolled over. I deployed my taser with 10-15.
10-4, are you good?
I'm 10-4. When he ran around me.
The pursuit ended when the driver lost control during a sharp U-turn, crashing into a brick wall and flipping the SUV. The suspect, identified as Kristen Hickey, attempted to flee on foot, but was quickly arrested. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. This incident highlights how reckless decisions can quickly escalate into dangerous situations, reinforcing the importance of obeying law enforcement and prioritizing public safety. On December 27, 2020, Officer Andrew Jenkins of the Pooler Police Department was running stationary radar on I-95 northbound when he clocked a silver GMC Envoy traveling at 91 miles per hour in a 70 miles per hour zone. When blue lights were activated, the driver's response was to accelerate past 100 miles per hour and keep going, a decision that instantly transformed a routine traffic stop into a high-speed pursuit threatening everyone on the road. As additional officers joined via radio coordination, the suspect merged onto I-16 eastbound, throwing items from the window while maintaining dangerous speeds. Troopers deployed stop sticks at mile marker 164 in an effort to end the chase, but the GMC Envoy pushed through without slowing. Every mile covered at that speed was another opportunity for a catastrophic collision involving innocent drivers and bystanders who had no part in this reckless decision. With the danger reaching a critical level, officers executed a precise pit maneuver, making contact with the left rear bumper of the Envoy, sending it spinning into the guardrail at mile marker 165. The vehicle came to a stop, but the driver fled on foot into nearby woods. Despite a thorough search involving multiple officers and K-9 units from Effingham County, he was not apprehended. Savannah police later contacted the registered owner, who could only identify the driver as a friend named James, providing no further useful information. This incident is a clear reminder that reckless driving is never just a personal risk. It is a public danger. Ignoring traffic laws, evading officers, and endangering an entire highway full of people carries consequences that can be swift, severe, and permanent. Recognizing warning signs early, respecting the law, and choosing responsible behavior are not optional. They are what separate a close call from an irreversible tragedy. On the morning of May 31st, 2022, Georgia state troopers prepared to intercept an ongoing pursuit on eastbound the 420, as the Haralson County Sheriff's Office was chasing a blue Honda with no license plate. As the vehicle approached, it sped past at an extremely high rate of speed, prompting a state trooper to immediately join the pursuit when the driver accelerated instead of stopping. The Honda quickly exceeded 100 miles per hour, aggressively weaving through traffic and even using the grass shoulder and emergency lane to pass vehicles. The suspect narrowly avoided multiple collisions, including dangerous encounters with a pickup truck towing a trailer and a semi-truck, showing complete disregard for the safety of others on the road. When traffic ahead briefly cleared, the trooper seized the opportunity to perform a pit maneuver. The tactical contact caused the Honda to lose control and leave the roadway, disabling it on the shoulder and ending the vehicle pursuit. However, the driver, later identified as Lenny Davis Brown, fled the scene on foot before officers could reach him. A K-9 search was deployed, but the suspect initially managed to escape. About an hour and a half later, a Carroll County deputy spotted a man matching the description walking near a gas station in Temple. When approached, the individual confirmed he was Brown, but immediately ran again. After a short foot pursuit, Brown was apprehended and taken into custody nearby. The suspect was then transported to the Carroll County Jail, officially bringing an end to the high-speed pursuit that began as a traffic violation but quickly escalated into a serious threat to public safety.
The vehicle.
Troopers with the Missouri State Highway Patrol responded to multiple 911 calls reporting a black 2021 Chevy Traverse speeding, swerving into oncoming lanes, and even driving the wrong way on Interstate 44. Callers also described a possible disturbance inside the SUV, raising additional concerns about the safety of the occupants and other drivers on the roadway.
Speed back up to 90.
At approximately 10:19 a.m., Trooper Townsend located the vehicle traveling over 110 miles per hour. When emergency lights were activated, the driver, identified as Crystal Courtwright, accelerated to 132 miles per hour and fled for nearly 17 miles. Throughout the pursuit, she drove erratically, ignored traffic signals, and continued creating extreme danger for motorists. The chase ended at the 195 westbound exit when Courtwright lost control and crashed into a highway sign. After the crash, she made incoherent statements and admitted to using marijuana. Following a blood draw for testing, she was arrested and booked into the Crawford County Jail, facing multiple charges related to the high-speed pursuit and impaired driving. On August 12, 2025, in Jones County, Officer Travis Walker attempted to stop a black BMW, but the driver suddenly accelerated and fled. The pursuit quickly escalated into a high-speed chase, with the suspect weaving aggressively through traffic and reaching speeds of nearly 230 kilometers per hour, placing countless motorists at serious risk. Despite the intense pressure, Officer Walker remained composed and strategic. Rather than rushing, he monitored the suspect's movements and waited for the safest opportunity to intervene, balancing enforcement with public safety as the chase continued along busy roadways. When the moment presented itself, Walker executed a precise PIT maneuver, sending the BMW into the median and bringing it to a controlled stop. Officers swiftly moved in, secured the driver, and ended the dangerous pursuit without further incident. The arrest marked a decisive conclusion, preventing potential tragedy and restoring safety to the surrounding community.
Hit.